coming up on FaceTime.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Ewnetu B.Debela, Consul General of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia and Guangdong.
The very purpose of really celebrating this anniversary is to further strengthening the already existing relation for more cooperation, for more partnership.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a warm good morning to all. It gives me a great pleasure.
Ethiopia and China are really enjoying the half-century's relation. Within these 15 years, there are many achievements that has to be celebrated and recognized.
Ewnetu B.Debela, Consul General of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia and Guangdong.
The very purpose of really celebrating this anniversary is to further strengthening the already existing relation and a springboard to really further stretch for more cooperation, for more partnership. In the major parts of Ethiopia's development, there is a Chinese footprint, that's for sure. To mention some of them, for example, in the building of all road infrastructures within the last 25 years. For example, in railway construction from the capital city Addis Ababa to the port Djibouti is also built by cooperation with Chinese. And the railway, the light railway inside the capital city Addis is also built by Chinese, even by Shenzhen Metro. So we have also Chinese companies who are employing, who are really bringing a lot of jobs opportunities. There are many investors, including from Guangdong, who are now involving in Ethiopia's investment. And Ethiopia is also sending products, mainly raw material of course, and semi-finished leathers and leather products to China. So the relation is economic and trade. Coffee is one of that. We drink and we celebrate it as well. So we have a special ceremony for coffee. It's a cultural, it's a traditional, it's a ritual. So more coffee is a symbolic and of expressing your gratitude, your appreciation, and showing how much you are respecting that body, that individual, that visitor to you. So we are really celebrating coffee. During my stay here in Guangzhou is just to strengthen the already existing relation to furthermore really strong level, I can say, by bringing many investors from China, by taking many investors from China to Ethiopia, to facilitating, to help really, to be a bridge between the investors, the business people from China to Ethiopia. Also from Ethiopia to China.
There is partnership between China and Ethiopia is the fact that some media reports state that there are more than 100,000 Chinese nationals living in Ethiopia's capital. And also of the major infrastructure projects that are underway currently in Ethiopia, around 60% have some form of Chinese involvement. And we have met before, and you previously mentioned that in Ethiopia, a lot of projects, major projects, all have a Chinese footprint. So could you tell us a little bit more about what you meant by that statement, and perhaps provide us with some statistical data so we can get a better picture of what's going on in Ethiopia in terms of Chinese investment and cooperation?
Sure. I don't know the exact number of Chinese who are living, residing currently in Ethiopia, but for sure there are a number of Chinese, especially qualified officials, qualified technicians who are contributing a lot in Ethiopia's development endeavor. And as you said, in Ethiopia's development sphere, I can say, in the major parts of Ethiopia's development, there is a Chinese footprint, and that's for sure. To mention some of them, for example, in the building of all road infrastructures within the last 25 years, then the lion's share goes to the Chinese partnership. In terms of technique and financial support, everything I can say, there is a Chinese partnership in that regard. And also to mention others, for example, in railway construction from the capital city Addis Ababa to the port Djibouti is also built by cooperation with Chinese. And the railway, the light railway inside the capital city Addis is also built by Chinese, even by Shenzhen Metro. There are many that could be mentioned and deserve recognition, and we see China as a real and strategic partner for really. We are grateful for that. We are thankful and we are grateful, and we are also beneficiaries with the relation we have with China. So we see China not only as a partner, but as a strategic partner. And also China sees Ethiopia as a strategic partner. The relation is based on mutual trust and mutual benefit. That's why we consider China as a strategic partner.
Mutual trust is something very important here in China, in all areas, not just political, but also business and even in education. You mentioned a lot of infrastructure projects as well as the financial sector in Ethiopia. But are there any other areas of cooperation between the two countries that might be surprising?
In a multilateral ways or basis, also Ethiopia is cooperating with China. Just to add on the bilateral level, we have also Chinese companies who are employing, who are really bringing a lot of jobs opportunities. There are many investors, including from Guangdong, who are now involving in Ethiopia's investment. So that's a great, really, point that has to be really mentioned. So many investors are investing in Ethiopia from China. And Ethiopia is also sending products, mainly raw material, of course, and semi-finished leathers and leather products to China. So the relation is economic and trade, and also the relation is also a political relation. We have a good political relationship with China. So I can mention many in the bilateral level. We are cooperating in Belt and Road. Ethiopia is beneficiary from the cooperation we have with China and other members who are participating in the Belt and Road initiative. So there are many to be mentioned. That's why we call it generally as a comprehensive, technical, and economic, political, trade, people-to-people relation, cultural, scholarship. There are many that we can mention in the relation we have. China is also giving scholarship to Ethiopian students We have more than 3,000 Ethiopian students now in China's universities. Some 10 or 20 years ago, nobody was speaking Chinese in Ethiopia. Now you can find many people are speaking Chinese language. This is the result of the interaction, the relation, which is ever growing because of the investment and the cultural exchange we have, and the existing of Chinese companies in Ethiopia.
That's fantastic. That's very forward thinking of Ethiopia, because it puts the country in a very good position to continue cooperation with China in the future.
Sure.
You mentioned cooperation with Guangdong, and obviously when we speak about Guangdong, we have to mention the Guangdong-Hong Kong-Macao Greater Bay Area. And in 2019, China released the outline development plan for the Greater Bay Area. So in terms of Ethiopia, do you see any development opportunities in the GBA for your country?
Sure. And the most important thing is what we can learn or take as a benchmark from the Greater Bay Area is the industrial zone. China allocated, or China recognized some part of its country, especially the southern and the Guangdong area, and mainly the Shenzhen as an industrial zone. That helped really Guangdong and the rest of the China just to develop, to grow more or rapidly, and help the others also to follow and grow all together. So the designation of industrial zone in a Great Bay Area helped a lot Ethiopia to build its industrial zones. We have more than 13 industrial zones now in Ethiopia. So this Greater Bay Area helped us a lot. We learned many things from here. Can say we get really many assistance as well as to build the industrial zones, and technical assistance mainly, and technological also. There's a technological transfer that we get from here to Ethiopia. So the Great Bay Area is also the main area in Belt and Road initiatives. So,
exactly.
Yeah, Ethiopia as a part of this initiative also benefits from the development here.
Because I mean, the Greater Bay Area is almost the starting point of the Belt and Road initiative. So the development happening here in the Greater Bay Area, eventually it benefits Ethiopia as part of the Belt and Road initiative.
Sure, it has effect, a positive effect. That's why from Shenzhen that the metro that built in Ethiopian Railway is the Shenzhen Metro. It's also from Great Bay Area. And that's why Ethiopia have its Consulate General in these areas, because of the great importance that China has given to this area. And Ethiopia is also like to benefit from this Bay Area, having its Consulate General here, its staff here, and having a good relation with Guangdong. Ethiopia is also benefiting from the cooperation. And we hope China is also benefiting from the cooperation we have and from the office we built, opened here.
I'm just wondering, in your position here in Guangzhou, how do you plan to try to boost maybe investment or cooperation further between Guangdong province and Ethiopia, or perhaps China as a whole and Ethiopia?
Before really proceeding to your question, I would like to mention the pioneer investor who is from Guangzhou and who invested in Ethiopia, the Huajian Group. Huajian Group, just to mention the name, Huajian Group is really the pioneer investor in Ethiopia, who is really doing fantastic job in Ethiopia. He had been also in a last event ceremony with us, and he was sharing his experience and the opportunity that Ethiopia would give to any investor who would like to invest in Ethiopia. And he deserved my appreciation that when he went to Ethiopia to invest, things was not as smooth as they are today. He took many risks, but finally he succeeded, and he is now a world-class investor. He's sending shoes to Western countries, really. And so I would like to really mention his name, and others also could follow his footsteps, that he is a good example of any Chinese investors to invest in Ethiopia. He has many employees nowadays in Ethiopia. He brought many job opportunities to the young, and he feels like really an Ethiopian. He is more concerned about it. It's not only about profit. His mission is not only about profit. I can say his vision is just to strengthen more the relation that China and Ethiopia have already enjoyed. So it deserves to be mentioned in this program. And my wish, I can say, during my stay here in Guangzhou is just to strengthen the already existing relation to furthermore really strong level, I can say, by bringing many investors from China, by taking many investors from China to Ethiopia, to facilitating, to help really, to be a bridge between the investors, the business people from China to Ethiopia, also from Ethiopia to China, mainly to have a market, access for Ethiopians producers, could be agricultural products or manufacturing, but we Ethiopians didn't really use the huge market that the Chinese offer. So my main role would be really, I can say, really accessing this opportunity and facilitating this opportunity for Ethiopian's product. Because there is a trade imbalance between Ethiopia and China. It's obvious, but this can be solved through really having many investment from China in Ethiopia and bringing the product to the Chinese market. The Chinese market is huge. We didn't use it. We didn't really access it. The potential is very high. So my mission would be really exploiting the existing potential as maximum as I could, and the Ethiopians also could.
I mean, if there's still the world's largest market that's still untapped for a large majority of the Ethiopian business community, then, well, I mean, in the future we're going to see some great things from Ethiopia.
Sure.
But I'm just wondering, if I was a Chinese investor and I was looking to invest abroad and I was looking at Ethiopia, what are some of the main reasons that would make me choose Ethiopia as a destination for my investment?
Sure. We have really, can say, reliable system, policies, attractive investment policies, and also can say we have easily trainable manpower, huge young manpower, and abundant natural resource, and good policies, and stability, peace and stability of the country. That makes Ethiopia more really reliable or really attractive place to invest. So Ethiopia can offer many opportunities for investors. And Ethiopia is always calling for investors having infrastructure ready, necessary infrastructures are already ready for any investors to come to invest. So such like things would make really investors to go more to Ethiopia for investment.